boys and girls, it's time to Nerd Fight!
Step into the ring, it's time to brawl. Nerd fights, baby, we're geeking for all. Marvel, DC, Trek, and more.
Fire.
Pop culture battles, settle the score. Nerd fights, let's get loud. Nerd fights, yeah, for the geeky crowd. Nerd fights, hey, it's time to throw down. Bring your fandom, it's the hottest showdown. Who's got the takes? Who's got the heat? Mr. Know-It-All and Salty can't be beat.
That means only one thing. It's time to fight.
Beat drops out with the final shot.
Nerd Fights.
Let's fight!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nerd Fights. I am, of course, your host, Mr. Know-It-All. Joining me are not one, but two people. The first is, of course, the captain of this starship, Salty Trekker. Sir, how are you?
Not too bad.
Nice. And, of course, second is the newest member hanging out with us, Nerd Fighting It Up, Gonzo. What's up, buddy?
What up? What up? Burr, burr, burr.
Yeah, exactly. I need to get one of those little air horn deals. How's everybody's week been?
Oh, it was all right.
Dang, everybody's like, whatever. It's okay.
Actually, I've been.
Well, you know, I'm sure you're really excited about talking about that House of David show.
Bro. I got to the first 10 minutes and I was like, you know what? This is hurting. This hurts my soul. I can't even watch this. It's so bad. I'm not even getting into all that. Y'all want to talk about that? Go to Exposed with Salty. I'm not even doing that. But all I know is I was just like, you know what? I'm good. I can only deal with this Sunday school attending young man can only take so much. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like even as a kid, it was just I envisioned a much different story. So it's all good.
Well, you know, here's my problem is that the Bible describes David as being basic. I mean, like he should look.
Bro, that is a straight up sacrilegious lie, Stanley.
Can somebody smack him, please?
The review I read said it might be better than The Chosen. No. Whoever said that is either has never actually watched The Chosen or knows anything about what makes faith-based television.
Hey, man.
Well, no, you know, here's how I could see that argument. Just trying to be playing devil's advocate here.
Oh, hey, what's up, Robert? I'm sorry, I missed that. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, if you were to compare it to The Chosen as a completely forget about the Bible, forget about religion, just a work of fiction, The Chosen is distinctly lacking in action because The Chosen is a pure character piece.
Absolutely. And I think it's driven by its relationships. The Chosen feels very much like a drama.
Right.
It is a drama in the truest form. David's going for straight up genre action.
Right. David is more of an action piece.
Correct.
But you can do that without the garbage they put in there.
Agreed. Especially because here's the thing: the story of David is actually pretty dramatic. So, like, I'll just give you real quick. I'm just gonna say the one thing that. So the thing opens real fast. It opens with the actual David and Goliath meeting each other. Now, that's all a contrivance. It's a flashback. You will never see them again until the very end because the last two episodes titled David and Goliath Part 1, David and Goliath Part 2. So clearly they're going to go somewhere with that. So you already have a small, teeny tiny boy running across a desert at this giant who is armed to the teeth, and it's very impressive on its own. But no, that's not enough for Hollywood. That's not enough. That whole genuine scene, the scene that has literally been used as a colloquial saying. It's a David and Goliath story. Where do you think that comes from? This scene in this moment. They have to add more drama by having dude throw these giant tree trunk sized spears at him, and then one of them clips him. Oh, he falls to the ground.
It doesn't just clip it. I'm gonna get.
Yeah, got him. Right. And I'm sitting here going, there's nothing about like the moment is already its own moment that should 100% be the level of dramatic that it should be. Because I'm sorry, it is an amazing tale of a tiny who with a little teeny stone, and don't get me started on the stones. All right, shoots the thing and bam, because the Lord meant it to happen, hits him square in the head. At least that's the way the whole thing's framed, and that is amazing. That is like Lord of the Rings epic. And somehow we have to add, will he, won't he? Oh no, he's been injured. I wonder what's going to happen. I don't know, read the book.
So I'll agree with you as far as the added action to the
Does
fight.
David pull it off? You were curious, right, Stan? You thought maybe if he changed this time around.
Yeah.
Gee.
I'm with you as far as like the added spears and David getting, what it kind of reminded me of is the Galileo 7 and those giant spears that
Yes, remember that? So that's
Yes.
that's a Star Trek reference, and yeah, he's right. There were these big, huge, giant, almost not paper mache.
the actor that played the guy was like 7 feet tall,
I
and
think
the
it was-
spears were
wasn't
like
it
this
dude?
big around.
Yeah, wasn't it the guy who played Lurch? Like I think he's like was the
No,
biggest-
this is a different guy.
Okay,
His
okay.
name was Buck.
Oh wow, rock on.
I did a little thing on it on my channel years ago. So, but yeah, he's huge. But that costume he's wearing was not padded. That's how big he is.
Bradley, that was I remember this reference. Bradley talking about my favorite version is on the Wishbone, where watching the little dog kill Goliath with that sling is just so good. I've seen that.
I have not seen that.
That's one of those Sunday school type children's things.
Oh, yeah,
He's
Now,
right.
okay.
It's wonderful.
But I'm sorry, Bradley. You cannot beat the epic action of Dave and the Giant Pickle.
Nothing beats
Nothing
Dave and the
beats-
Giant Pickle.
Yeah, nothing beats
awesome.
Dave and the Giant Pickle.
That's awesome.
No, so which by the way, man, we're just going random today. So
Totally. Isn't that open mic?
VeggieTales.
It is. Saturday is pretty good for that.
Yeah.
So
So
what?
Dave and the Giant Pickle was the introduction of a pickle in VeggieTales, right?
Yes.
But I always assumed that Nebuchadnezzar was a pickle as well.
Oh yeah, he was a zucchini or whatever.
Yeah, he's a zucchini. I had no idea he was a zucchini. So anyway.
That's awesome. But the VeggieTales is literally the vegetarian's Bible. So
By the way, okay, so if somebody wants to fund me on this, that would be great. But I have a brilliant concept for an upcoming series of animated stories for adults that enjoyed VeggieTales when they were kids. And that's going to be because you have to graduate, just like the Bible talks about
Were
how
you a
going
kid,
from
though, when
milk
they
to
came out?
meat and stuff. So we're gonna do meat tales.
Meat
Meat
tail.
tails.
And it's
I'm
gonna
all
be like-
for it.
Yeah. So you're gonna have all the
Did you
different
be
meats.
Goliath and meat tails?
Huh?
Hey, Penny.
Did you know who should be Goliath? Ron Swanson.
Oh, totally right.
He should be Goliath.
That's hilarious.
I think Goliath would be like a pork butt.
a pork butt. I'm done.
Yeah, but that Swanson
Over.
voice.
So let's go right into the first thing that I know. So last Wednesday, it's all the chat could talk about was Kathleen Kennedy allegedly she's leaving for sure. Everybody remember we did the whole should she apologize?
Bro,
The
I
whole
am-
thing.
The Picard facepalm right now.
So
Like it was such a crazy thing, and here's the thing: before anybody said anything else about Kathleen Kennedy, we during the day, Salty and I were joking. We're like, "Oh, well, this will make Doomcock happy. This will make all the guys who've been saying it forever and ever and ever happy." Even, by the way, Doomcock's he confirmed it with his Disney insiders,
contact. Yeah, right.
only to have it literally hours later come out flat out that
Right.
it's that she's like, "Nope, not happening. I'm
Yeah,
sticking
and-
around forever and ever and ever. Never gonna die. You can't get rid of me."
So I'll tell you, Eckert's Ladder did an excellent video on this,
I did see that.
and where he talks about the original article that started all the fervor. And the thing is that from the very beginning it was a misunderstanding because she never said, "I'm retiring" or "I'm quitting." She said that she was considering stepping down from the position of CEO because she enjoyed producing so much that she didn't really want to run the company as much as be a producer. That's what she actually was talking about in
The
the
question
interview.
is, produce what? She's produced some of the worst Star Wars ever.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing in defense
produce
of
more
her
trash.
career.
No, I
here.
got you.
I-
That's
I'm
fair.
just-
No, it's fair.
I'm just going by what the actual what she was talking about was what she believed her passion is to produce movies as opposed to running a studio. Now, and look, let's be real. Prior to her taking over Lucasfilm, her resume is insane because
Again, but I would argue that many of those things were going to be success because she had no part in the creative process.
But that's the thing.
She's what's called an executive producer. So
Well, yeah,
by that
she
I
was-
mean, and I know there is two kinds of executive producers. There's creative executive producers who are actually involved in the creativity part.
Right, but she's the
Steven Spielberg is always a
Right.
creative producer.
But
as
she
well
was
as
the
executive
logistics person working with
Correct.
Spielberg and with
Right.
Lucas, and
Right.
so
well, when she started with Spielberg, she was an assistant to somebody else. He later on was insistent on her getting the next.
Are we saying that she
Very
didn't
well.
learn anything during that whole time?
well,
Yeah,
now to be
very
fair,
much.
Gonzo. And I know, Stan was saying work towards her strengths. That's actually a fair statement because she does have strengths. I know we like to
No, she does.
brag
No,
on
she
her,
does.
and it's really easy.
Because it's more fun that way.
She does have strengths. She can literally sit there with a shirt and sew Star Wars with a whole bunch of women.
You do know that was part of a Nike promotion, right? That was, but anyway. So, no, she does have strengths.
Yeah.
She is an excellent. She's an excellent logistics producer. She's not an excellent creative, and so based on that, I would say if she wants to go back to what she was good at, I have no problem with that whatsoever. And the thing is that but then.
Are you sure about that? No, I'm just.
But then everybody started freaking out, saying that she was retiring, even though she never said anything like that. She specifically said she's going to keep making movies till she dies.
That's what I'm saying. No, but the inference that I read when I read that, there was a hardcore inference of y'all ain't getting rid of me. I'm gonna be here stuck in Star Wars till the day I'm gone.
I believed it, and all the air has been taken out of my sail.
So I think that I do think it's hilarious that this is like of all the 8,497 stories about Kathleen Kennedy either getting fired or quitting or whatever, this one got the most traction.
Well, because it was from somebody who literally was at a thing that she was at,
right? But
and heard her musing,
heard her music misquoted.
Correct, 100%.
Yeah. And so somebody misinterpreted what she was saying. And now she and in the correction, she did say they may make a statement as far as her future career within the year. As far as so she may take a different position still. But I
think it's like when what Andrew Garfield was like, dude, I'm not effing in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, she's gonna be like, and I'm leaving. And we'll be like, we knew it.
I think she is still going to step down as CEO because I honestly believe that, and this is just my gut telling me, so looking at what's happened in Star Wars since her taking over Lucasfilm, I think she got in over her head because her gifts have nothing to do with being a senior executive. She is an excellent, she needs to be running the logistics of the films and stuff like that. And get back to where she can be, and get somebody else to run the company.
It can be useful.
Stanley goes, she can do, totally. She can do more damage that way. Literally, it reminds me of Venkman from Ghostbusters when he's like, we need to split up. She can do more damage as a producer. Good job.
But, let's see.
She can do more damage. Yeah, exactly.
Are you going to keep hiding behind the salt monster? I'm just curious.
I'm sorry. It's not intentional. I just have to constantly be shifting back and forth.
I've heard some people say you are shifty.
That is very true.
So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Honestly, is anybody excited? Because here's the other problem. Okay, let's not even talk. Let's forget for a second that we're like, she's the problem. She's the problem. Let's just look at, because I think here's the thing. I do believe there is an objective way to look at the numbers, look at the falling off, diminishing returns of the franchise and the IP overall, and sit here and say, okay, it's either the leadership itself, which let's say we've taken that off the table, or it's the people the leadership hired. So then it still comes right back to her. Either way, she can, under her watch, there have been more projects greenlit that have gone nowhere. She has fired more directors than most people do in that same scenario. People who were supposed to start a thing and didn't. She got rid of Lord and Miller, who were in the middle of doing the Solo movie. Who knows? They might have made Solo amazing. We'll never know.
Right. But I think how much of that was stuff that if it was anybody else that was running Lucasfilm, we never would have heard about it in the first place. Like, there are so many studios that develop, hire people, and then cancel projects left and right that we never hear about. You know what I'm saying?
That's yes, because they need to just shut your mouth.
Exactly. But
Make
I think
the
she
thing.
wanted, she was trying to hype the brand, and so they started talking about every idea they had. And when most of them didn't pan out, which is normal for a studio, when most of them didn't pan out, all of a sudden people are like, what the hell's going on? And we had the disastrous sequel trilogy that really left a bad taste in everyone's mouth.
Well, not to mention the fact that here's the thing. Wow. I know everyone thinks I harp on the Acolyte.
Hold on, let me go get my popcorn.
No, for real. No, listen, I know everybody harps. I'm not going to harp on the Acolyte.
Actually,
what I'm going to say is
what
the
John-
Acolyte.
Mr. Know-It-All said many times that he really enjoyed the Acolyte.
Listen, all I know is this. The Acolyte was her person. It was one of the few things that she did tout that she had involvement in. She was very proud of her involvement. It was in development for years because it was announced pre-pandemic. Then it had to deal with the development of the pandemic and everything else and coming after. It was a long story. So the level of failure that it had falls directly on her. By the way, I do it all the time. Way to go, Gons. I do that all the time. I'm constantly like, right? So yeah, man. No, for real. So it's just like, come on. You sit here and you go, what is it going to take? Who does she have pictures of? Does she have the Epstein list? And what's his face? Who runs Disney? Bob Iger is on it. And she's like, I will tell everybody. I keep my job no matter what.
Actually, here's the secret. I'll tell you. I wasn't supposed to say this, but my sources at Disney have confirmed all this is true. Is that she doesn't have the Epstein list. She is Epstein.
Oh my god! It's like Ace Ventura.
Yeah,
like you hold up two pictures and you're like, oh my god.
No, but in all seriousness, if you look at this is just her as a producer, right? She started her producing career with Poltergeist. She was on E.T., Temple of Doom, Gremlins, The Goonies, Back to the Future.
Listen,
Color
I'm going to
Purple.
be look. I'm going to be blunter.
Wait, let me
be
finish
blunter than I have ever been. Real quick, blunter than I've ever been. Can we stop sucking the dick of her resume?
Hey, who
cares? For the last 20 some odd years.
No.
I agree with that.
I have a point to this.
Okay. No, go ahead.
Okay.
Point to the dick that you're sucking.
No, I'm trying. So she was a producer on many of the most iconic movies of the 80s, 90s, and early aughts. Now, what happened as far as why did everything become a disaster when she took over the studio? I think the problem is what she wasn't doing was hiring the director, hiring the script writer. So she was great at doing the logistics and all that stuff as a support for these projects. But what she's not good at is organizing the talent to create the project. And so if you can get a talented studio head at Lucasfilm that can actually get good directors, good writers, and all that, and then stick Kathleen Kennedy on as an executive producer to handle all the logistics, I think it'll be great. I think it's a good thing for Lucas if that's what happens.
I just want to know, how come it feels as if she was like, yes, George, no, it's okay. I'm going to take good care of this thing. And he's like, all right, well, please just, here's everything I want. I think you should be done. No problem, George. Okay, goodbye. Throw that nonsense out.
Yeah.
It's like from the minute she took over, and he's right. I think, what's his face?
She acted like she didn't even care.
Well, in fairness, I will say this. In total fairness, George Lucas's ideas were stupid. If you look at his whole thing for doing
the tracker making excuses for Kathleen Kennedy, apparently.
Oh, shut up, Robert. Again, I'm not defending.
I'm with you, bro.
I'm not defending the sequel trilogy. I'm certainly not defending crap like The Acolyte. What I'm defending is what she can do, and where her stepping down and becoming an executive producer could be
You just sound like
a plus.
She has potential again.
She had potential before, and she
I
actually
think
did.
She did stuff, but not anymore.
Well, no, you're right. When she was when other people were involved and she was not directly
in the
person
day.
responsible. Yeah.
When I was like, 15.
Don't. Hey, man, Salty was in college then. Don't go there. No.
I was in college in the 80s.
I don't know. Is that the only time she was any good?
I said no. I mean, let's see. It depends on. I mean, I don't know what your taste in.
That was a loaded question, bro, and you didn't see.
Hold on. So let's see.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go take a nap right now.
Let's see. Lincoln. She was producer on that. She was a producer on War Horse. So she was Benjamin Buttons. I like that movie.
War Horse was not bad. It was okay.
Let's see.
Lincoln won Academy Award.
Yeah. So Munich, I heard was good. I never saw that one.
Munich actually was really good. That's Eric Bana.
The Tom Cruise War of the Worlds, which I actually liked, even though
I like it too, because it's the only time I've ever seen him being a normal guy.
It's the most contrived movie ever made. Where, oh look, I'm just an average guy that happens to be the one guy that survived from this town, and the one person that survived from this, and the one person that and look, I figured out how the shields work, and so I'm gonna, it was just like, that was stupid, but it was a fun movie.
That was a fun movie, and that's all it was. See, to me, I have no qualms of people making movies.
All the Jurassic
even B-rated, but as long as they're fun to watch,
right?
The plot doesn't even can be only skin deep. But as long as you entertain me with that, just rub that entertainment lotion all over that skin deep.
Yeah, that's right.
Stop. Easy with the analogy. Face, neck, and chest.
It was Tom Cruise's character that figured out that replacing the solenoid would repair the damage from the EMPs that the aliens were sending. I mean, it's like he was a walking plot convenience.
Because he's from America.
No, but what's funny is he had to be
from America.
Because he wasn't the normal superhero Tom Cruise. If you notice, he really wasn't.
No, he was, because he ran at superhuman speed several times in that movie.
That's just him, bro. That's just him all the time. That's literally Tom Cruise.
He's 5'6". That's why it just makes him look super
Which,
fast.
by the way, I got
moving really fast.
Credit where credit is due. Looking at the trailer for the upcoming Mission Impossible movie, Tom Cruise can still run like he could leave Forrest Gump in the
and they leaned into it. They were like, I want 4 cuts of him running one after the other, and they're shooting those wide, so you're getting him running the entire screen.
Yeah.
And you're like, bro, I get it. Okay, I get it. You're fast.
His next movie should just be called Marathon,
bro.
Or he should be in the remake of Running Man.
Brogu gets it right. Some people are so privileged that they can make flop after flop after flop and continue to get opportunities. Let's be honest. If Kathleen Kennedy was a black woman, they would have gotten rid of her years ago. First off, I never normally go there, but I gotta go. In this instance, I'm like, that's probably true. That's probably true. Because you know who hasn't got another opportunity? What's her face? Who was the director of? Oh my gosh, she was supposed to. She did that one time. Wrinkle in Time. She did the Wrinkle in Time. I haven't seen hide nor hair of her in a minute because she had one too many flops, and Hollywood was like, you know what? We're done with your flavor.
But you know what? It's funny because you remind me think. Bill Burr, of course, the comedian. Who I love, Bill Burr. Because he just says it like whatever he sees, he just says it. It doesn't matter political and all that. But I remember a few years back when he hosted Saturday Night Live, and the first thing he starts off the monologue was, "When the hell did woke become about white women?"
Yeah.
I remember that. I heard that. That was great.
That is so true. Because woke is not supposed to be, woke doesn't stand for like white women on steroids or something. I don't know, but gotta come up with.
Stanley brings up a good point. Brogus, some people have suggested If she was a man, she also would have.
Oh,
been
absolutely.
Oh, totally.
Particularly if she was a white man.
Wait, no, hold on, though. Time out.
Uh-huh.
Because he is a man, we would be beating on him relentlessly. He just stayed there.
Like
It'd be like Zack Snyder. It'd be like Snyder.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I think about George Lucas after the prequels.
He still wouldn't have been fired though.
But George had no thick skin.
No,
George was like,
if George,
like
if,
my stuff, screw. I'm gonna go
if
sell
Lucasfilm belonged to Disney back then, I think he would have been. I think if Lucasfilm had been a Disney property when the prequels came out, I think that they would have fired him over public pressure. And let's be real. People crucified Lucas over the prequels. They really did.
Yeah, let's not revise history and act like, oh, we loved him so much. Well,
people did not love those movies.
They did.
Somebody online made the argument.
I didn't love them, but I thought they were fine.
Somebody online,
and of course, my little kids were watching it, so
sure.
As long as they weren't being entertained, I was great.
I really like The Phantom Menace, but for only one reason. It's the one and only time in my life I got to go to a world premiere.
See?
And that was just like the coolest experience ever. We had these laser engraved tickets and stuff.
Victor goes, she'd have been like the guy who was behind the Universal Monster Cinematic Universe. No one remembers him.
Yeah, but it's funny. Tom Cruise was in that too. Tom Cruise is like the only white man that's flop proof because he has made some bad movies.
Yeah,
and yet he just they continue. You want another $300 million to make Mission Impossible? Great. The last Mission Impossible was a flop. So what? Give him.
You know what I think? I think because he proves that it's just the writing and he can just do whatever the hell he'll do whatever is put in front of him. He'll put whatever is in front of him.
So I'll tell you exactly why.
Shit out of it, and if the writing's bad, it'll show.
Tom Cruise is the only surviving movie star.
Guys, let me explain something. Remember quick about the difference between Tom Cruise and most everybody else. He's the only person that when he comes on to any project, he meets with the producerial staff, he meets with the writers. He doesn't affect the writing. What he does is, because Tom Cruise only comes in if he's going to get an executive producer credit also. And he proceeds and he wants a creative aspect. So he's like, the story's got to be tight. There can't be holes in it. We got to understand what we're doing. Like, he wants them to understand fully top to bottom. Whatever. No, I don't think the point is he wants them to understand fully the story, the angle, what they're doing. He leaves unlike a lot of places that fly by the seat of their pants, like Marvel used to do, because they did. Marvel used to be like, we barely written the script. Go start filming. Trust me. By the time you get to that scene, we'll have it ready. And so he constantly is about trying to figure out the best approach for something. So yeah,
I agree.
But then, how did he end up in that stupid monster movie?
People that love the original
Mummy
trilogy, which
he was under contract for one more movie.
Yes, Brogo
with Universal.
Is that what it was?
Brogo.
Don't read it to yourself. Read it, man. That's why I put it up there.
Brogo. I remember when the prequels came out, and the people that love the original, which includes myself, they really criticized George Lucas for those prequels.
I feel like Brogu's a black guy, and I feel like that voice was incongruous.
Yeah, you see? Yeah.
I feel like you should be say it from your chest. I remember when the prequels came out, and people that love the original trilogy, which includes myself, they really criticized George Lucas for those prequels.
Especially with the icon, especially with his avatar there.
No, Brogu is black. But Brogu is black, but he's one of those scrawny, nerdy black kids. And so I think he's like,
our people.
Actually, when the Star Wars movies came out, and those that liked it, including me, were criticizing George Lucas.
So he was wearing a bow tie and got a college degree at like 17 years old.
Jason, read this one.
Okay, bro.
Or does everybody have to do their voice for it?
You see, I love football, yeah. Let's be honest again. There have been white coaches that have sucked, but they have been given opportunities over and over again. Yeah, you see? Yeah, it's because white people are better, yeah.
Hold on. I love this. Hold on, here we go. Welcome to the show. Here it is right here. Aggressively relaxing. Flops? Kathleen has the top selling movie shows, comics, novels, theme parks, toys, birthday napkins, video games, clothing line, pantyhose, all the things. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I love the fact that how long are we gonna ride her resume into the sunset? Because here's the thing: if you keep flipping those pages, you eventually get to all the last stuff that's happened in the past 20 years, and it ain't all great.
No, it's not though.
Just saying.
Sorry.
Victor says
You
there
could
are
be
more
salty about
terrible
that.
white coaches to be given multiple opportunities too. It's just simple math. Yeah, I'll go with that too. Robert says the Star Wars prequels also made it seem like the Jedi were supposed to be emotionless robots. I don't think they were supposed to be emotionless robots.
Yeah, that's George
Okay,
Lucas.
all right, hold on.
I thought
Whoa,
Qui-Gon-
So I think that's what they were trying to perceive themselves as in the movie, but in the movie they're showing that they do have emotions, that they do struggle, just like the Vulcans, where they're supposed to be, I'm not capable of that emotion. However, they are struck, especially the other ones that are. I know, I see that over there. But what I'm trying to say is that yes, on the outside appearance of the Jedi, for them, they're supposed to be like robots, but you can obviously the internal struggles that they were going through throughout the movies.
I think that they were trying. When you have directors that are just not good directors, and I'm sorry, George Lucas is one of them. That's why if you look, the best Star Wars movies are
Why do I always feel like you are 100% constantly at odds with, like, you want to sit here, like, why is everyone else guilty but the people who are guilty? George Lucas is not a great director, but he's also the creator of Star Wars. No, but you keep wanting, like, you want to take so much credit away from the fact that Kathleen Kennedy held no responsibility, period. Jason, don't say nothing. I mean, sorry, Gonzo, say nothing. Tell me, does she have any responsibility?
Of course she does.
Well, then why are we sitting here constantly giving her a pass, man?
I'm not.
That woman,
I said
woman
that
has
her
burned
stepping
this
down.
I was told to.
That woman has burned. No, because I want to make sure he answers this question. I want to make sure that's why. I wasn't trying to keep you shut up. Forgive me. I just want to make sure he answers the question because this woman has burned.
Answer the question, bro. Just answer
it. He won't let me.
Do it.
I am trying. Look, man, I'm trying to answer your question. Shut up. I'm trying.
Y'all just.
God's sakes!
I don't know what's worse, this guy or that guy.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Right, that's what I said. Her stepping down from CEO of Lucasfilm is a net positive for sure. Yes, she has done damage to every brand she has touched because she's not CEO material. She's a good logistics producer. That's what I've said. And that's what her resume indicates. That's what I'm talking about. When I talk about her resume, I'm not saying that should defend her current position. I'm saying that that's showing what she should be doing instead of.
We already recognize that, though. We already recognize that.
Right. And I'll say that as and the problem that we run into with the individual, like as the overall failure, I would say overall failure.
Read that one. Can you read that one?
I agree. Real quick, I agree with this thought. Kennedy is responsible for the failure of the sequel trilogy, but it's just garden variety bad choices made by every other studio head. There's no deeper. She's trying to destroy Star Wars.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I do agree with that. I don't think it's personal about Star Wars. I think she's just made poor choices and for some reason just can't figure out how to not make those anymore. Well, and I think you're right. Maybe you know what? Maybe the solution is like you've been presenting and she says she wants to do if it's real. Step down as CEO, go be a logistical producer, and get your name back on stuff that's successful again.
Right. And ride that till you die in 10 years and we'll be all happy. That's fine.
I mean, that's what Harris is doing, whatever.
Yeah. Harrison's been dead for 6 years. You just don't realize it.
Or literally he's like, this is all I'm gonna be from now on. Just hire me to be this guy.
You know what they're working on now is a movie starring Harrison Ford and Patrick Stewart.
Oh God, Patrick Stewart.
The movie's
George
just called
Lucas and
Gristle.
Gene Roddenberry are the same person. They've never been seen in the same room together.
It's funny because they both have some very similar issues. Yeah, because
Here we go. He says some real smart. This is smart. I feel like Kathleen Kennedy's been an expert.
Wait, no. He has to do the voice.
Go ahead, Jay. I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, you see,
Sorry.
yeah. I feel that Kathleen Kennedy has been an expert at positioning herself with great people like Steven Spielberg. You see, and she has written on the cocktails on some great projects. You see,
That
yeah.
sounds painful.
Hold on. He said, no. I meant coattails.
Yeah.
I love you,
You
brother.
see,
I
the
really do.
cocktail sounds a lot better. See,
Casual racism. It's okay because I'm the only white guy.
Let's continue to be honest. Every person here plans their work schedule around Kathleen Kennedy's art being released. Woo! No lie, bro. It's
There's
real.
some truth to that.
Real. He just spoke true. It's like, who in the world would Kathleen Kennedy think she is? We think she's a content creator at this point because all of us are. Yeah, no, I can't even argue that point. I think with that, we move on to the next thing.
yeah. How did we
All right.
get back on her?
I heard
anyway?
Kathleen
No,
Kennedy has
because
an
that was the
OnlyFans
new-
page.
She's got cooties.
I hate you so much.
Yeah. She's the executive producer.
Eric says hi. Hi, Eric.
Oh man. No, I'm telling you though, you've never seen her and Epstein at the same place at the same time.
That's right.
And you notice, here's the other thing. Kathleen Kennedy became a public figure almost immediately after Epstein killed himself.
Wow.
So, yeah,
Oh my god.
it all adds up.
Stanley says, Ambrogu, the rumors are her producing contributions was basically interrupting Steve and George with stupid ideas. But what if we showed the Jedi actually had a low moral turpitude and they were like, what is wrong with you? Stand there and be pretty, get us coffee.
No,
Exactly.
you see, I didn't like that though. In the prequels,
Get us coffee.
in the prequels, the Jedi were amoral, and I did not like that. They really had no compunction about killing. They didn't,
Nah, that's not true. They felt that their compunction was, we are upholding the law and goodness and whatever else. If you oppose us, we can eliminate you.
They were kind of like the judges that interpret and uphold the law.
That's interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it. Sure.
yeah,
I'll
but
go with
I don't know. I don't like the way that they were presented in the prequels. As,
What perfect world do you live in of stuff? Andor makes the Empire look great.
It
These
does.
people do this more. What I want to know, what is your if the only trilogy that's ever good for if Star Wars? So in your mind, should Star Wars have just stopped at the original trilogy?
Probably.
Fair. Okay.
I mean, yes.
I mean, I don't have an argument as long as okay.
The
All right.
original trilogy is at least internally consistent, and the good guys are good, the bad guys are bad, and plus it's a complete story at the end of Jedi. The war is over.
I agree 100% with Victor on this. And I think you've actually mentioned this before, Salty. The prequels went off the rails because Jedi, when Lucas decided that Obi-Wan's desert disguise robes were the default uniform.
Yes,
It was never supposed to be.
All the Jedi wear.
Yeah, they were literally, that was supposed to be the outfit he's wearing on Tatooine because it's a desert planet and that's how you dressed in a desert environment to cover.
But yeah, he's going to blend in by dressing like a Jedi. That's basically what they retcon that into.
Yeah.
Yes, Stan, I am. Well, correction. I saw the original one. I thought it was fun. The original one, original back in the 80s. Correction. I'm sorry. It was earlier in the 80s, but I saw it in the 80s. And then I liked the one with that Ron Moore did.
Yeah, I think the Ron Moore Galactica show, the Ronald D. Moore Galactica show is the best self-contained television series of all time.
Gonzo, have you seen Battlestar Galactica?
Only bits and pieces.
Aha!
I remember.
Stan, we may have a tribute. I believe Gons may be volunteering his tribute.
Okay, I can do that.
Well, we'll have to figure out a time to start watching them.
He'll do it. He'll do it. He's great. He did great with mine. On the one on my Patreon, where he and I did
It's
Witcher.
unfortunate that,
Witcher.
Danny, we never got to finish the thing with Danny because there was some stuff coming that I was so dying for him to see.
Creep goes, Virgin! Stanley goes, start at the beginning again.
Dude, I'll do it. I don't care. I'll start from the beginning.
Oh my God.
Because like I said, I started watching it and then it just, life happened. I got kids and stuff.
Well, I would say we could skip the mini series because it's honestly
Women that didn't like that. I was like,
I thought, wait. Do you mean Razor or do you mean the actual original miniseries?
The original
the miniseries. That's technically the first 4 hours of the show.
Yes, I know. And it's also the
You
worst
mean the-
4 hours of the show.
That is not true. You get to see Six, what's her face, snap the neck of a small unborn baby.
Oh,
or a
so
small baby.
you enjoy post-birth abortion? Is that?
Wow.
Well,
I'm
you
telling
said
you,
that's what made it
just
good.
like the soft liberal you are, trying to blame me for things you enjoy.
Hey, I'm just saying it's safe and legal, man.
Hijo de chingao.
I'm messing with you. My soul was crushed when I heard Ron Moore on his podcast talk about how the last minute he randomly decided to change who the final 5 Cylons were.
Well, we're not going to say anything about that since we have a
Yeah,
virgin.
hey, yes, yeah. Whoa.
Spoilers, alert. Victor's like, what? We can't just talk about stuff? No, Victor's one of mine. He knows I spoil everything.
Yeah, you do. That's why I don't watch half your shows.
Whatever. That's why. I love the fact he says that's why. Mom.
Spoiler alert.
That belongs on my corner. That totally belongs here with me. Because I am definitely the spoiler guy for sure.
Now that's not a bad idea though, because we have to watch Genesis 2.
What's Genesis 2?
Oh, you don't know about Genesis 2?
Well, what is that?
I haven't seen it yet. But it's a movie written by Gene Roddenberry, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll watch it. I'm done.
Let's see.
Oh my God, Eric,
Amazing
no.
ritual.
I wonder what Gonzo thinks about Rings of Power.
Do you want to know what I think as a fan of Lord of the Rings, or do you want to know objectively and subjectively all at the same time?
You may have just used the right words because this guy here is the king of the subjective.
I do objective reviews. That's
so
my whole
wishy-washy, just like a Libra. When did you decide to stop becoming a man and become a Libra? Beta. No,
How did this get about being a liberal?
So he admits it.
No, whoa!
I'm messing with you.
Yeah.
I'm messing with you. That's how people twist words, and I'm not about
Power, the story and canon was shite.
it.
I don't like it. I don't like it. However, it looked beautiful.
Agreed. No, I will agree.
Some of the costumes were a little too brand newy instead of weathered for elves that lived thousands of years.
Well, I mean, I assume they made new clothes.
They're supposed to look elegant and bright, but not that bright. It's like you just took it right off of the freaking, they went to instead of going to like Ross, they went to the actual department store and got brand spanking new. And I'm like, no.
They went to the spirit store.
So those are my little quips here and there. The writing was terrible. Galadriel was shit on. That's not Galadriel. And even if it's character development, no, sorry. It just was not. And if that was character development and it's all woman power, you're just basically saying then if that was character development, she was a little biznitch and then she's going to be a big, nice woman later on who has power costume. And, so that's theme park costumes. Amen, Victor. That's what I'm saying.
By the way, I do agree with you.
Shite.
I agree with you.
The writing was shite. The character, the canon is shite, but it looked beautiful.
So yeah, I agree with you. I think it was beautiful. Victor does say a new thing. He says Rings of Power was good if you aren't a Tolkien purist, and I agree with that. Here, so now, real quick,
I am.
I'm
and
willing.
wholeheartedly.
I'm willing to talk about. Look, I'm willing to talk about the contradictory nature of my own personality. You ready? Here we go. Why am I okay with Wheel of Time taking creative liberties with some of the story inconsistencies, but I'm not okay with Rings of Power doing it? And I love both. That's one possibility. But genuinely, let's have a conversation. Why would that be? And I don't know. I don't necessarily know that I have the answer either. I think for me,
we all have things that I would say, because for you at least, to a certain extent, Lord of the Rings is a sacred cow. We all have our sacred cows. It's like how often
the reason for Wheel of Time is Lord of the Rings.
Okay, that's true. He's right. Okay.
And we'll think about like how many people complain about the newer Star Trek shows saying it's not Star Trek. Well, yeah, it is. It's just not the Star Trek you remember. It's not the same Star Trek. And it's the same thing with Rings of Power. It might be a little different than what you think of with Lord of the Rings.
I love that Victor says, he goes, Rings of Power is like American history having Columbus, Washington, Lincoln, and Kennedy all in the same story. I can't really argue that point.
You ain't lying.
By the way, does anyone else love the fact that Stan Lee is like our fourth pseudo host? He's trying his hardest to keep us on task. So,
he is.
Has anybody watched the old Netflix Daredevil show?
Yes, I have.
Yeah,
the old one. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the one that was on. Okay, cool. Let's because there's a little ditty starting up next week called Daredevil Born Again.
Yeah, in 3 days.
Yeah, which I'm all about, which I think is awesome, and I can't wait to talk about it. So we will be covering that, by the way, once.
So we talking about that on Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So make sure everybody watches it, but also, and I will of course be doing a thing.
Is this in the movie theaters?
No, it's a show.
Oh,
Disney Plus is continuing they're continuing the Netflix series.
Right. Okay. Good. I thought it was because when I thought I heard something being in theaters, and I was like, "This is
that'd be Thunderbolts." That's the next thing in theaters.
I even have those comics too.
I've never had a Thunderbolts comic.
There's no Burns emo to be found.
I
in this
inherited
movie.
them.
And then, of course, we have Fantastic Four later this year, but that's the one I'm really looking forward to.
Mr. Fantastic is gonna be orale way. I'm fantastic.
Is Mr. Fantastico?
Muy fantástico.
Señor Fantástico.
Señor, no, Mister. You got to Mister.
So somebody did an illustration, and
watch me stretch.
They drew the Fantastic Four as this group of Fantastic Four, and they did a wonderful. Like Pedro looks like Pedro, but the way the angle they drew them, apparently the chick who plays Susan Storm has the biggest thighs in this drawing, and the internet was like, "She doesn't look like that." And I'm like, "But Pedro looks like that." Stop it.
Yeah, right. Hey man, looking at them thighs, man, I wouldn't mind that swing in my backyard.
And people wonder why he's just like, okay, great.
What I've been trying to say for the last 20 minutes, because since this is what you were asking about, you never heard of it. So Genesis 2, 1973 movie written by Gene Roddenberry. The plot synopsis is: a scientist who has been preserved in suspended animation wakes up to find himself in a primitive society in the future. Now, the best thing about it, as far as, this is what's going to tell you the quality of this, is how, like, if you go to your streaming service and it says, oh, you may also like, and it'll put suggestions, right? Mm-hmm. So, I'm not making this up. In the you may also like, it's Hogan's Heroes and Galactica 1980.
Wow. 1980.
Yeah, not even the original Galactica.
The original. It's that bad. It's the one that they were suddenly wearing their helmets as fighters, as motorcycle helmets. And
I mean, he did say that
oddly sci-fi looking converted. It was bad.
And everybody died of old age except the oldest character on the show.
He did say that it was a hazing ritual.
Yeah. So none of us have seen it, so that'll be an interesting experience.
Victor says
that'll be a fantastic mystery science theater.
Victor says I need to write a movie about a cartoon character that's revived 500 years in the future. It's called Suspended Animation. Boom, boom. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done.
I don't.
Is it a comedy though? Is this Gene Roddenberry Genesis movie a comedy or
No,
It's dead. It's
I
dead.
have a
serious.
feeling
it's
it's
a
dead serious,
sci-fi-
bro.
Yeah, it's a sci-fi movie.
That's gonna hurt watching this.
Oh,
but-
it is. This is going to be one of those, by the end of the movie, they'll just see like our legs dangling.
This is
from the
totally
top.
gonna be like if we do this live, it's gonna be like a Mystery Science.
Creep says, I watched Genesis 2. I liked it so much. I stopped halfway and I'm waiting for Salty to review it so I can before I finish it.
You see, okay, so that's exactly what I thought it was gonna be. If we do this live, then yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
However long that movie's gonna be, just double it because we're just gonna be in a
Oh, yeah. Well, fortunately, it's not a lot-
Arabic says it's probably sci-fi soft porn.
Yeah. Man, have you seen? Gene Roddenberry wrote a movie, and we thought it was
Gene
the only
Roddenberry
movie.
was rough.
We thought it was the only movie he wrote. It's called Pretty Girls All in a Row. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Okay.
Maybe when I was 14.
I'm okay. I swear I am not making this up.
I believe you.
The plot of this movie is it starts out, it's about a high school kid who everywhere he goes, he just looks at girls' boobs and butts and constantly gets a hard on. And so then his teacher, played by Rock Hudson, who is screwing all the girls in the high school. Okay. Keep in mind, Rock Hudson is like 40 when he makes this. And he's screwing like 16, 17-year-olds.
What's his last name?
I gotta go.
And it's like one of those you need to take a shower. It's like so bad. And so then what's her name? The blonde lady in that movie.
See you later, Brogu.
Let's see.
Sayonara. Hasta luego.
The guy says, "Oh, a science fiction show." Good job, Victor. Good job, Victor.
Okay, so it is
Apparently, 1973. So it was between the Trek series and the movie.
or Pretty Maids all in a row. I'm sorry, not girls.
I feel like he was trying to do anything else, failed at it miserably, and was like, Star Trek movie.
Here's the official synopsis. The story of a man's first sexual explorations, which gets threatened by a string of murders in a California high school. A married coach and faculty advisor beds his female students and eventually kills several of them to keep them quiet.
Oh God! And they
What
made
the
it a
actual-
film.
This is a
Dude.
real movie, 1971, written by Gene Roddenberry. Oh yeah, Angie Dickinson. Do you remember her?
Oh yeah.
She was like a blonde bombshell back in the day. Yeah, she plays one of the teachers at the high school. And
Victor goes, as one does.
yes, and by the way, so she's the one that the high school kid that's the main character ends up with at the end of the movie.
So he decides to go with someone his own age.
So yeah, it's just about it should be called Statutory Rape the movie. that's it is so bad. And yes, somebody
can't
paid
even-
me to watch it, and I can't forget having seen that.
It's rough.
I
That is
think
so
I will-
bad. I can't even.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever watch that movie.
Yeah,
He's
but
like, I
the good
gotta
news
go.
is it's not Genesis 2, but Genesis 2 is also written by Gene Roddenberry, but was made 2 years later. So I'm sure he'd refined his skills by then.
All right, back to Daredevil. It's going to be coming out next week.
Yes. Did you see the clip that they released of him fighting Bullseye?
No.
Yeah, there's a clip that they.
I
put
don't
out.
like to watch a lot of clips because if I'm going to watch this show, I want to be surprised.
Yeah, there's absolutely zero plot. Just so you know, it's literally just punch, punch, punch.
Okay.
The entire clip. But there is one part where you see Daredevil's got like a half a dozen knives sticking out of him while they're fighting.
Yeah, bro. He's facing Bullseye. Remember Bullseye? He met at
Yeah.
that dude's back, but this time he's got a cool outfit. And he's sitting here throwing these little, basically sharp, almost they look like X-Acto knives. They're these really tight little blades.
Yeah.
And he's just throwing at him, and Daredevil's doing what I imagine looked like Deadpool was doing with the swords, trying to block the
Yeah.
bullets.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
he's using his caney thing to like swap them out as much as he can, but he's missing a bunch of them. So he's fighting him with these things stuck in his body. The scene looked raw. I was like, oh my gosh, it's unreal. It looked amazing.
I'm looking forward to watching that. Now, what I wonder what they're gonna do is I hope they still stick to the one cut fight scenes.
I think we're gonna see some.
I hope so. They brought back a bunch of guys who worked on the Netflix one. Seriously, because I don't know if you remember, they filmed. This show was done. They had primary photography principal photography had been finished. They hadn't done it into reshoots yet, but that was right around the time Bob Iger came in and was like, "Here, Kevin, you have your power back." And Kevin was like, "Sweet, stop everything y'all are doing on Daredevil. Redo this nonsense again."
And the thing is that I really appreciate is, yes, they, when Feige took over, they put out some less than stellar content that was already deep in production that we've, seen recently. However, Daredevil was like, no, we are not going to screw this one up.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so with Daredevil, they're like, let's redo the whole thing, even though that effectively doubled.
Disney's looking for redemption. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Victor says, I have.
They want to actually make some money. Sorry,
Victor has said, I've heard that they are proud of their one-er fight in this season. That means that one shot, that no cuts. Yeah, I've heard it's pretty. And then the other guy, what's his name, Brad Winderbaum, said that they have gone like Brad Winderbaum, he oversees all the television stuff.
Yeah,
and so he has literally said, he's like, yeah, we pushed things so far that there were things we were expecting them to go no, and we were like, it's cool, okay,
yeah,
and they kept going. So
good. That sounds great.
We'll see what's up. My thing is, don't try to stop. Like, they keep wanting to verbally compare it, and I'm like, don't do that, because watch something not hold up. Like, just stop while you're ahead. We're excited. Don't sell us on something. Don't sell us a bill of goods.
That's why I don't like watching clips and things like that, because then I'll go in with some sort of expectation and then go, or okay, that was pretty good.
But I gotta say, the thing that I'm excited about more than almost any other aspect of this show is the fact that we're getting a real season. It's 18 episodes.
Yeah, but it's half and half. So you get half. The first half you're going to drop, and then they'll drop the other half a few months later. They're doing the Netflix type thing where they give you like a
really. They're going to drop half the season.
Yeah, they're doing half of it.
Oh, you mean all at once, or one a week, and then they're going to have a break?
One a week, then take a break, and then they'll show the back half.
But we're going to get.
We grew up like that.
That's true. He's right. We grew up.
Like that. That's nothing.
It's true. Winter break, and then we come back.
To you, millennials or zennials or whatever they, whatever that generation is,
dumbass
you
kids.
gotta watch it like the way we did.
Right. Yeah, because you would watch. It'd come out in September. You'd watch it. Then around October, November, they take a break, and then January, February, pick up again. So yeah.
So are you? Yeah, season 2. Yeah, he's right. Season 2. Well, the reason they're doing the first half that way is because the first season is because that was already promised, and they weren't going to become liars. But the second season, they do drop back to 8 episodes.
That sucks. I'm sorry. I'm so sick of 8 episode seasons. That's not a season. That's a half a season.
This is not true. Well, Daniel Steniston says one episode's only 3 minutes.
Yeah.
That's not true.
No, because when you add in the credits and the post-credit scene and the intro, it's actually going to be about 10 minutes
of the show. It does take time off of the show. But how long, for 18 episodes, how long is each episode?
They've said that
35 minutes, maybe.
It's a regular run. So this is one of the first shows they did that as a showrunner. So they haven't had showrunners to this point. They've just
are
been
they 1 hour
like
episodes then?
I'm pretty sure like 45 minutes. Yeah, something along those lines.
But yeah, I want to. I'm really looking forward to this show. It's the first thing from Marvel that I've been really excited about in a long time. So,
don't say that, bro.
Sorry, I'm just being honest.
I want to be excited too, but I don't trust it.
I don't trust it.
Well, I could.
I want to be excited. I want to be very excited.
You want to be excited? I can get Pretty Maids all in a row for you to watch.
Wow! Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, it's such a
Gonzo, run! Gonzo, run!
I have no words.
For real, bro.
What?
got
He
it.
said, I have no words. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Where is my?
So yeah, but Daredevil definitely looking forward to. We'll see if Marvel is back on track. I think
And
they
of
are.
course, I've always loved the pick of D'Onofrio as the Kingpin.
Yes.
Oh, he's done such exemplary work.
Yeah. Although I keep wanting to go sugar. Give me sugar.
From Men in Black.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
get it. I get it.
I need some sugar. Like have him get possessed by something in the series when he talks like that. Sugar.
That's so true. And then, what did you think about what's his name? The one who played in the movie, the Kingpin in the
Ben
movie.
Affleck? Oh, you're talking
No.
about
Yeah,
what's his
Ben.
face?
Yeah, I'm talking
Reigns was
about.
it, or was it?
What? He's not with us
It's
anymore.
not
Is
Ben
he? Is he
Affleck.
still alive?
No, it's not. No, he's gone.
He's gone. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he's gone.
John Coffey. My name is John Coffey. He played Kingpin.
He was good.
Yeah.
He was the best part of that movie.
Oh yeah, totally.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't know why I confuse him and Ving sometimes.
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan. He was.
But but yeah, Michael Clark Duncan physically was Kingpin.
Yeah,
And
totally.
so even though he was
had to gain
technically
weight,
race
too.
swap, I didn't care. He looked like Kingpin to me.
he did a good job.
Yeah,
Granted, Ben Affleck.
that was a decent race swap.
Yeah. Ben Affleck, not the best choice for Daredevil. Although I really did like Colin Farrell.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I
Stanley,
did like Colin.
episode 1 that drops on March 4th is 58 minutes. Episode 2 that drops on March 4th also is 47 minutes. Episode 3 drops on March 11th,
yeah.
44 minutes. Episode 52. Yeah, so they're all roughly an hour.
Hour
Oh, yeah,
runtime if you factor in commercials for network.
Because that's what they're doing now. Even though you pay monthly, you got to pay
Whatever.
extra for no freaking.
Oh yeah, I
advertising.
love the fact that I get, I watch movies on Amazon Prime because I have an Amazon Prime membership.
Exactly.
But now I gotta,
that's what I was paying it for in the first place.
yeah, but then I have to pay an extra $2.99 now if I don't want commercials.
Yeah, that's just totally highway robbery. I can't believe they did that. I said, this is the reason why I was paying Prime in the first place. Yeah, you see? Yeah.
So
There you
Hey,
go.
kids, tired of your Amazon Prime? Well, grab some sarsaparilla and come on down.
And if you like that one, I have another.
Here's the problem. That actually is what you sound like. Sorry, Zaldi. I apologize.
It's what all the kids are going for.
Yeah, you see?
It's the Daredevil, the man without fear. See as he jumps off buildings.
Victor says, I hope the Andor release schedule is a huge success. 3 episodes each week, almost like a mini movie. Catches on.
Well, except that this Andor
know what?
season
I
is
hope so.
also just a dumping the last of the content out. So
What do you mean?
this was originally going to be 3 seasons that they condensed into 1.
Well, yeah, because at the end of the day, they didn't want to put the money involved because
Right.
because the thing is once you
unfortunately-
They don't have it anymore because they keep on producing crap.
right, the
They don't
Star
have
Wars
any more
brand
money for this shit.
hey guys, last year Disney was the highest profiting studio. So at the end of the day, I'm not sure.
Kathleen Kennedy and her band of boys that were messing
you
with
see?
Star Wars.
I wasn't talking
Bunch of
about
crap,
them.
you
I said Disney overall. I'm sorry, Star Wars was not a part of that. It was not a part of that mix. They
We're
had
talking about Star Wars.
it was
We're
strictly
talking about the
movies.
wars and the stars.
Talking about Disney overall. Disney is making money overall last year.
Disney
Hey there,
always has been
Mr.
making money.
Know-It-All. You want some death sticks?
He goes, I don't think so. I think they know Andor is a prestige show. No, the truth is that what's his face put together a preliminary budget. The budget would the show would have been almost upwards of a ridiculous amount of money, more than it is now. And they were like, yeah, no, that's not happening. You need to back that off.
Yeah, so
Back that off,
they
figure out how to tell the
basically
story.
condensed 3 seasons to 1 for budgetary reasons.
But I think they did a good job doing it. It sounds like it's people who've seen what they've seen
I
are
look
liking
forward
it.
to the new schedule, though. They've never done this before, that type of schedule, right?
No,
Yeah,
this,
no.
this is a first.
So I'm looking forward to that, and maybe that'll be the norm if that's what they do. Because if it works and it saves things on budget, why not everyone else do it?
And while you're at it, kids, buy your Andor t-shirts. Remember, the Empire did nothing wrong.
He never said that.
The Empire did nothing wrong.
Anybody said
And if you
that
believe
at
that
all.
one, let me tell you another.
I love the fact he's like never heard nothing wrong, but it's like no, that's no. I nowhere is that implied or stated anywhere. That is 100% conjecture on the part of Salty Trekker. His feelings are not those of NerdFights, its associate hosts, or
He's
affiliates.
a communist.
Whoa. Liberal I can handle, but come on.
At least he's standing on business. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's go.
It's socialist.
It's a socialist. Oh, God.
Stanley's not wrong, by the way. This year they have another
Socialists
Avatar
are
coming out.
Coward
They have another Avatar coming out in Christmas, and
Yeah.
yes, I guarantee
With-
you that's going to
With
be another
Fire
$1 billion banger.
Tribe.
That's going to be another $1 billion banger,
Oh,
or
I don't
Blue
even like
Avatar: The Last
Avatar.
Airbender.
I didn't even like Avatar.
I didn't like it either.
That's okay. $1 billion worth of people like it, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, you know what that just goes to show? People are stupid.
Yes. See, me and Salty agree on that.
That's okay. Hey, man, a
They're
broken
mostly
clock is
liberal,
right
but
twice
we
a
agree
day
on
anyway.
If a flaming liberal like me and a right winger like you can agree on it, then it must be true.
I love how little by little we have shifted him further from being a soft liberal to full on flaming liberal.
Yeah.
We just keep pushing them. We keep pushing them.
By the end of the show, you're going to be calling me a libtard.
I don't know. I think I already pushed the envelope by calling you a communist.
Stop it. It's right. No, totally. It's awesome.
But seriously, the Avatar, I don't know, man. I don't even like the concept of it.
No, because there is no concept. It's all high. It's all about special effects.
It's all visual.
Because it's literally the same story every movie. This one might be a little bit different because
I didn't see the second one because I wasn't.
Okay, so here's the plot of the second one. It's the first one with kids.
In water.
Yeah. And it's the first one with
The
kids.
first one
and,
they
and
were
yeah,
in the sky. This one they're in water.
instead of the great tree, now they got the great whales.
And next one is going to be the same story, but on a volcano.
Right.
And I'm sure
it's
it'll
going to
be
be
like
the great
great
lava pit.
And there's going to be some
bug.
white colonial people trying to take it over. That's
It's all
part of
no,
the big
not anymore.
CEO.
Now they're inhabiting the bodies of now they're wearing avatars. So apparently they can bring your soul back. So before you do anything, they back you up in the event something should happen. And so what happened is military dude, everybody who died the first movie was suddenly given an avatar body in the big blue outfit, and they're like, but now it's the same exact people doing all the. I'm like, so now we get twice as many blue people.
Why are you spending your money on this?
Dude, it's a
Well,
good time
and you
of
know,
the
here's the
movies.
dumbest thing.
It's not you guys, but people out there. Why are you spending your money on this?
No, Gonzo, you're going to love this. Okay, I swear. You're going to think this is brilliant.
Rhino train.
Okay. Now, you remember unobtainium from the first Avatar?
I remember unobtainium from everything that's shown. The Shadow had unobtainium.
Just shut up. So they don't. Even though, like in the first Avatar, they make it very clear that unobtainium is like the thing they need on Earth. Right? That's the most valuable resource there is. It's this unobtainium. However, by Avatar 2, they're like, screw unobtainium. We don't need that. You know what we need? We need whale guts. And
Because
I'm not kidding.
Inside the whale, apparently there's a thing.
Are you serious? Come on.
Inside the whale, there's a thing in their brain that if you pull this serum out, it's like the greatest liquid that can be used for anything. It is the MacGuffin juice of MacGuffin juices.
Yes. So even though the plot, like the stupid.
By the way, I need to call attention to Victor has been going off in the
Dude,
in
he
the
has
chat.
been.
I love it. He's like, James Cameron's here to save us. He's trying to tell us water is the key to fighting against the AI.
How?
Hey, man, Victor, I just want to thank you for keeping us going.
Bro, I love Victor. You don't know.
But
Victor's one of mine
Victor,
so bad.
I'm sorry, the Avatar films look like they were made by AI.
Oh, let's fight words. Do you realize? Did you know the next movie is James Cameron's already said it's opening with the very first text on the screen. No part of this movie was made with AI.
I'm sure.
No, literally, he's already said that that's happening.
That's another thing.
And Hollywood was filleting like nobody's business.
They were jizzing all
They were
over.
like,
But you know what?
they were like, oh, it's wonderful. It's
Here's my
wonderful."
problem with
Stop
that.
it.
You know that's a blatant lie.
Of course. I mean, no offense.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
because-
Were they editing in Premiere or in Adobe After Effects? AI's built into the platform. Moving on.
Right. And yeah, you can't tell me they didn't use AI to generate the avatar blue guys, because they didn't sit there and hand draw every frame.
No. But they didn't use AI. They use CGI.
No, but you know what? CGI uses AI to calculate. I don't know if you've done animation much, but you put a keyframe here and you put a keyframe here, and it's AI that calculates the keyframes.
It's called tweening.
Yes, well, that's AI.
I don't think so. No, I'm kidding. No, I totally.
So
Like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Proving my thesis from last
Robert-
week that James Cameron is overrated.
Another one from Open Mic. Robert says it's just too bad we didn't get a second Punisher movie.
But we are
starring
getting a second.
Dolph.
Punisher
Starring
series.
Dolph
Lundgren.
Lundgren.
I would not be surprised if
Hold
Dolph
on.
Lundgren shows
Victor,
up in
Victor says there is no fillet except what we make for ourselves.
And if you know, knowing's half the battle.
Hey, there it is. I love it. I love it so much.
So-
There's still it's not plagiarism. These are literally stories that are out there. Like it's blatant plagiarism of other stories. You know what? So is Disney. Okay, Disney's been taking the Grimm stories tales and
Listen,
adapting
okay,
them
hold on.
forever.
Exactly, but listen here. Nothing is new under the sun. I don't care how creative someone is.
Yeah.
They just didn't pull it out of their ass and say, "Hey, look at this." No, they got it and were inspired by something and somewhere else.
Hey, you just gave me a great idea. Gonzo. I got it. I got it right here. James Cameron, and we know you watch the show.
Friend of the show, James Cameron.
Yeah, James Cameron, old buddy. So for Avatar 4, right? Here's the story right here is that, okay, unobtainium was a bust. Whale juice was a bust, but now you find out that you can literally pull out of the asses of the blue people these golden chunks that will save the universe. And it's called acetanium.
Why are you whispering sweet nothings into the ear of your avatar there? Just curious.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, you're good.
Oh yeah, look at that! Look at that!
Okay, so real quick, Stanley asked the question. Anybody hear the rumor about Shatner considering coming back for a new Kirk story? Okay, he's not considering. He absolutely is. It's a licensed audio drama that will feature stories having to do with the time after he's in before Generations, but after he's an admiral. It's an straight up audio thing.
So that sucks.
Why does it suck?
Because if they're gonna hype William Shatner is coming back to Star Trek, I want some live action. I don't want to hear about audio.
How would you do that? I guess you could
put
de-age
his
him, I
fat ass in
suppose.
a uniform and call him retired Kirk.
He can't be. He's in the ribbon or whatever. He died when at a certain that age he's locked in. So they'd have to de-age him. Which I'm like, that's kind of what they did with those. Well, no, it's very expensive. I don't know if you want to de-age that old
Okay,
guy,
but you know what? So you're saying there's no way you could write in a story where he's still alive? Are you that not creative?
No, I'm just tired of seeing. I'm tired of contrived.
After all, we already saw.
I wouldn't know because you're yelling at your avatar. I don't even see your face anymore. You're just hiding.
We already saw in Picard his. We already saw in Picard his remains.
Yes, we did.
Okay, so you write a story where you take the remains and, and then they take a couple of molecules out of the Genesis device and they mix them together and you end up with old Kirk.
And then why do I feel like I'm watching Hollywood Squares? Because Jason's like, the two of us. Sorry, Gonzo's like, look at what the heck, man.
All we need is Paul Lind in one of the.
Yes, oh my gosh, that's great. And then you get the one episode with Gilbert Godfrey. Let me tell you. Stop it.
What are we doing here?
That's right. They never left Creep. They never left the ribbon. Fourth timeline theory.
Yes. Actually, remember I said that I think that the Nexus is the end of the Prime timeline. So everything after
I
Generation
couldn't speak on that.
is a different
I'd
timeline.
have to think
So
about that a little bit.
I have to bring you up to speed if you need to, and you do not do that right now. Quadruple timeline, Salty. That's what he said.
Man, I gotta work.
Oh!
on
Oh, Victor, have someone create a Kirk AI villain. Oh, bro, I'm kind of okay with that. I'm like,
He
make
can
him-
do it.
and he would love to do that. Oh my god, being evil,
could do
evil
it.
Kirk. Oh, he
He
would
could
love
do
it
it.
so much.
He'll do it well. Too.
Here's what you do. Okay, you know we have all the starships at Geordi's little, space dock thing, right? So the first episode is Geordi's walking around doing maintenance on the different ships, and he goes over to their Constitution class ship and he's tweaking around. Then
Shut up.
When he leaves, the transporter materializes.
You're a
evil Kirk.
liar. Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. But it's like, but would it be now? Would it be the original Constitution class, or would it be the
Yeah, because they showed it
Strange
in
New
the
Worlds?
in,
But would it be the Strange New Worlds interior?
well, we'll see. It depends on who's directing it. If Terry Metalis is directing it, it'll probably look original.
Victor says the Kobayashi Rebellion. It's awesome. I love that so much. Stanley is going off on a tirade about what Star Wars series is the best. Look, man, we were going to rank them last on Wednesday. We didn't.
Yeah, because somebody is lazy.
No, because we got we got
Whoa.
into talking and telling stories. We literally, the show happened. How about that? The show
Like
happened.
this Daredevil thing that we were supposed to talk about, Salty.
We are talking Daredevil. We're talking Daredevil.
We're talking-
So by the way, everyone's
Trek.
like, apparently just who's over under that we get to see Jessica Jones again this season. This season. You think?
I'd say 62% chance we'll see her.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty high.
Right on.
I don't give a
I'll
shit.
go with that. You don't care? Why? You don't like Jessica Jones?
No,
He doesn't like white women.
What I want to see is, dude,
I'm
I
not
want Heroes
impressed
for
by
Hire.
her.
I want Heroes for Hire. Heroes for Hire was great. Which is that's Iron Fist and what's this Power Man, both of them in the same book, or in the same episode
Yeah,
book.
it's called Power Man and Iron Fist, Heroes for
Let's-
Hire.
Let's go. That'd be great. That'd be awesome. They were so cool. I hope Bullseye's
Only this
dope.
time, Iron Fist can fight.
I'm okay with Bullseye not having like the actual bullseye on his forehead, but so help me God, he better be cool.
Yeah, but Colin Farrell was so good as Bullseye.
He was good. Colin Farrell was.
He was such a freaking psycho.
He did. He really went all
Like
out.
when
for
he killed that
Didn't
lady on the airplane.
Oh, dude.
Oh
and he's,
yeah.
like, leaning in like oh, it's good stuff. Stop it. It reminds me of that one. There's in the Wheel of Time, like the 11-minute long preview thing they gave. There's this one chick who you find out she's evil, and both of her guys get killed, her warders. And so the first thing she does is she goes, "I feel them dying" in this really mildly erotic way, and I was like, "Oh, what is with the
that
evil
part.
chicks liking their people?"
I
dying?
actually stopped in the middle of that 11-minute thing because I was liking it so much. I'm scared that that's going to be like the only good part of the whole entire season.
Dude, come
and
to
I don't
find
want
out,
to see the
that's
rest of it because
that's
I'm
the
going to be
cold open.
disappointed.
That's the cold open. That's how they
Are
started.
you sure?
The thing.
That's how they
100%.
started it.
That's been
But I don't
confirmed.
want to be left hanging
That scene
from
is
the cold open.
Okay, so tell me.
I don't want to
so-
be left
hold on.
hanging from the
The
cold
second
open.
season was amazing.
So, tell me, I've never
like
seen
this,
Wheel
but
of
there's
Time
no-
at all. So,
Okay.
So what's
Okay.
well,
One, it's based on a book series. That's what it is. It's about this character named Rand spoilers to everyone for everything having to do with Wheel of
Dude,
Time.
this
If you want to, if you don't know anything about the books, I'm going to spoil books. I'm going to pull a show. You understand? I have to hedge this because the 11-minute review we did my wife and I got our butts kicked because everybody was like, "Put spoilers up." So listen, I am spoiling all kinds of nonsense now.
That
That
spoiler
being
alert sign is a true sign. So
legit.
please-
Now it's legit. So the Wheel of Time is this it's all about this character Rand, who is the sort of the dragon reborn. But more importantly, it's about the Aes Sedai and how he fits into the whole world. The Aes Sedai are their version of magicians or magic users. All the men a long time ago got cursed so that when they use magic, they go crazy. The women still can use it. They are afraid of men who can channel, but the guy who's the savior of the world is going to be a man who can channel, and they don't know how to handle that. So they're trying to. It's all about him sort of breaking through all this nonsense. And it's a 14-book series. Each book is like 1,000 pages long.
So
It's pretty
why
intense.
is it called Wheel of Time? Is there time travel and stuff? In
No, the wheel of time turns. Things that happen come again, and they're all of these. The conceit is all of these things have happened, and all these things will happen again. Very, very Battlestar Galactica. But also in the very beginning, when the creator created set the wheel in motion, the Dark One tried to fight it, and the creator sealed him up. So every time the wheel turns, another generation happens. He tries to get out, and this is that time that's happening. And it isn't like they're going to save the end and whatever else. It's all going to happen again. Like it just keeps going around. So,
all of this has happened before.
Yep.
And all of this will happen again.
Yes.
So
there's
Stanley's asking, is it fantasy or sci-fi? Sounds more fantasy to me.
Yeah, it's fantasy.
It's fantasy.
Well,
The original author did die, but the story was finished. He died before he could finish the series. Brandon Sanderson, there's a writer who a lot of people like. He finished it off. The what's his name? Robert Jordan's wife chose
carefully
him.
selected by Robert's wife.
And he did I thought
very,
he did an excellent
very
job.
carefully selected.
Yeah, I thought he did an excellent job finishing it. I don't know what that is. Why would you even bring that up? Who brought that up? What relevance does it have to anything?
Nothing.
Oh Jesus!
I just
Are we supposed to just look at the questions?
Back to the
or are
Wheel
you
of
guys
Time.
are you guys just looking at the questions, or am I literally the only one who reads these things anymore?
Oh,
is that my job?
I read it.
Someone reads them out loud.
Well, I was just, we're just going, okay.
I hate you both.
I don't know.
And I did not like Christian Bale as Batman at all.
I liked him as Batman after not in the first one. He was doing this really weird voice. The second one, he backed off on it more, and you're like, okay, fine. Best interpretation of Batman doing his voice was Ben Affleck with the voice thing.
Yeah,
I felt like that was so legit. I was like, right on, man.
Christian Bale, I mean, like, especially you get into the third one, he's like, Bane, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Oh, you will not kick my ass because I am going to kick your ass.
You're going to kick my ass.
Wow.
I was like, what is this? Who makes a movie where the number one complaint in the last two movies was the voice of the guy, so you bring in a villain with an even worse voice?
That would be Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, most overrated director ever.
No. I'm saying is a lot of his people, you can't understand what they're saying for whatever crazy reason.
Yeah.
And it's on purpose. So the answer to your question you've asked, Christopher Nolan is that director who makes a movie where you can barely understand somebody, and they're usually people who are giving important plot points at the same time.
Right. Because I remember the first time I saw The Dark Knight Rises, I could not understand Bane. How he was like,
I'm going to crash this plane.
But what?
So unless I'm wrong, that's because did you see it opening weekend?
Yeah, I know they redubbed it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like halfway through its run, the complaints were so bad, and movie theaters were like, we're pulling this movie because people are asking us for refunds because they can't understand it. The studio forced him to drop the effect, and that was so harsh, and make it clearer, and they totally did. And so then the movie was reissued, and that's why you can't find it anymore. But yeah, it was bad. It was rough. Yeah. You're absolutely right. He was like, then they had to make it what we got in the end.
Would have been great if he did that voice for Star Trek Nemesis or something.
He was supposed to be a young Picard.
Picard, I can feel everything you do.
People who make things that deliberately do something to annoy or anger the fans watching it should be banned.
Yeah.
I agree. Yes. I agree. Yeah, man.
But that
Stanley, and he loves to have very loud background music playing while anyone is delivering important dialogue.
No, he does not. He does not at all. That I will defend Nolan on that. He does not have background music. He has
Is that a growl? What is that?
No, that's like a single note. That's all he does.
In the industry, we call that a drone.
Yeah.
It is a droning. Like the first time we got the sci-fi thing during a trailer, wow! Like the sci-fi, they literally call it the sci-fi wow.
Yeah, Inception. Remember, that's the one that really made it.
Yes, yes, that's
Oh.
exactly right.
Which
Exactly
is
right.
a Christopher Nolan film.
It totally is a Christopher Nolan film. Do you know he was actually up to do the like Spectre, but they wouldn't give the studio MGM wouldn't give him a final edit, which is something he requires to be a director on anything. He wants final edit.
Okay.
And they were like, no, we never do that. And so he was like, all right, moving on. I'm like, dude, we could have got a Christopher Nolan James Bond. I think it would have been dope.
James, go on this mission.
But then the villain's dialogue or monologue will have that sound in the background.
No, here's the thing. So James Bond, funny enough, is what made him want to be a director and do movies. So I feel like the last thing he would do is his own creative touch. He would try to make the most faithful James Bond he could make. If I know Nolan, he would probably try to make it a period piece and make it like an actual 60s when James Bond started version. I can totally see him doing that nonsense.
Lookalike or something.
Right? Somebody who was Scottish. They wouldn't even, he's like, that's how serious.
Sometimes you need to slap a woman around.
This is the James Bond. I mean, who doesn't? So I mean, literally,
I agree.
it's like, let's go.
Hardly.
It's totally. Victor says there's a great interview with the guy who did the trailer music that has since become the default of music style of all trailers. The guy's name is, and then he goes on to say Zach Hempsey. So if you're looking up that, if you want to see who started the wah and all the trailer stuff, Zach Hempsey. He's the guy who's the guy whose fault it is. Let's go with that.
It's all his fault.
And it's the trailer music from Inception. Hey, look! Finally, the salt monster got out of your way. I can actually see you.
What's he doing down there?
Oh, dang. True story.
Does it
But
hurt?
Yes, very much.
what?
He said, does it hurt? She wants the last word and you give her the last word, but then she wants to say it again.
Who's she?
You got to go for upward. There we go. Should Patrick Stewart have been flattered or Tom Hardy feel insulted? One of the two.
What's he doing there? Not enjoying.
Not enjoying himself.
Wow.
Again, how many times do I say on an average show, he's one of mine? I lay claim to that one all day.
Victor.
Wait, I thought Salty and the Salt Monster were one and the same. That's what makes it even worse. Stanley wants to know, and is that Power Man show definitely coming out? And Stanley wants to know, is that Power Man show definitely coming out? Fortunately, I do believe it is, and it's a weird,
Michael.
It's weirdly, yeah, it's weird. No, not Michael Coulter. It's really all black guys look the same to you. Sheesh. No,
he was
Power Man. This is different.
You just
Wonder
said
Man.
Power Man.
I didn't say Stanley did. He means Wonder Man. Is what he means.
Yeah. So what you think Stanley's actually asking about Wonder Man?
Yeah. So because there's never been a mention of a Power Man show.
Well, no, there's been talk about Michael coming.
Michael Colt, yeah, but he's busy currently. He might come back. If he comes back, it'll be for Defenders. Yeah. But at the moment, I don't think it's because they are talking seriously.
Yeah,
here we go. He did mean Wonder Man. Yeah, Wonder Man's
Wonder Man.
a weirdly meta. It's weirdly a meta thing that's gonna. I don't think it's gonna make sense. I think it's gonna flop a lot like She-Hulk. They're not gonna get to the point fast enough, and then eventually they'll get there, and you'll be like, eh.
So, how do you feel about the race swap for Wonder Man?
I think it's stupid. Especially because you've got so many amazing actors who could have really brought that character to life. Yep. He's supposed to have red eyes.
Again,
he's supposed to have not red glasses. The red glasses are to help because his eyes are red. Because whatever gave him his powers affected his eyes, so they are physically glowing red all the time. Not like his pupils, the whole thing, superhero style, where you normally white, red. And he wears the shades, so it's less off-putting. But
I know it's kind of like a Johnny Cage type of character.
Yeah. He was an actor yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And the She-Hulk actress was cast in Star Trek Academy season 2. How is there season 2 already? How is that? How is this nonsense a thing?
Well, I would say this. First of all, I hate when you're right. Why is there a season 2 for something that we haven't even seen anything on? However, remember, there was
They
an
got money to
entire
throw
Ryan
away.
Johnson
They're
trilogy.
using our tax dollars for it.
You're such a dork. I hate you.
You know what? If
Go
any,
ahead.
you know,
That's why they
and
can
you know what the
produce.
stupid
Wait a
thing
minute.
is?
That's why they can produce a second season without us even seeing the first season.
I was going to say the stupid thing is that it's not our tax dollars, but a lot of Canadian tax dollars are going into it.
Nice.
You know, I don't know. Does Georgia give tax breaks to Marvel?
Yes.
Okay, so
No,
yes, I mean
Georgia
you're.
gets tax breaks to anybody who films.
Huh?
If you film here, you're getting.
Yeah, I know, but Marvel
30%
is
of your
in
budget.
Georgia, so you know
They have the studio. They do it at Trilith Studios. Used to be what you call.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean,
Pinewood.
I've talked about this on my channel a couple of times. It's like what sickens me, and like people talk about wasteful government spending, and it's like look at the end of any movie credits and look at all the people who give tax breaks to these people. What the hell do they need tax breaks for?
It's not tax break. It's incentives to come work here because when you come
They
here,
don't need incentives to come where they go wherever it looks right.
That's
sorry.
not true at all.
No,
otherwise, because there's a very good reason why California is getting less and less filming there because they are through the roof expensive to film.
Yes, I know.
So nobody wants to
get
go
that.
there. So they're like,
But-
come here.
Well,
By the
I
way, it's
understand-
tax credits, not tax breaks. I understand that your liberal sensibility doesn't understand the difference.
Hey, you know what? It's tax breaks for the wealthiest 1%. It's not fair.
They're Hollywood. Of course, they're the wealthiest. But you
no,
won't hear
I
them
don't
tell
like
you
it.
that.
I've said I don't think any, and this goes for the Canadian tax money. The Australia gives a ton of it. You know, these guys all do this, and it's like, I'm sorry, Hollywood doesn't need various governments to subsidize these movies.
Yeah.
It's that is beyond stupid to me. If Hollywood can't make and I'm sorry, meanwhile, Japan makes Godzilla -1 for, you know, the price of like an episode of The Acolyte.
Yeah, $60 million. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. It helps that the director was actually a VFX guy, and there's BTS of him in the like long hall, like room where the VFX guys are, and he's literally in a rolling chair, just going from one guy to the next, being like, because he's an experienced VFX guy,
Right?
So he's like, no, do this, shortcut that. So he was so hands on, and still it was cheap. And I'm like, bro, how did you do it? Bring us that nonsense, because that's what needs to happen.
That's what needs to happen, seriously.
Victor says, tell me you don't understand tax credits without telling me. Brother, I actually was in the film industry along with the man down below, and I'm telling you right now, that's not a euphemism. I mean, literally, this guy down below with the green thing on. Okay, we were both
pointing at his crotch, just so you know.
He worked. I know he worked
whoa,
for.
whoa.
He worked for me, and I was a writer. He was in my writer's room, and we had developed several shows, and and all of it we pitched on the premise of getting the tax credit, because the tax credit in Georgia actually has financial value. So imagine Marvel spent $400 million on the Endgame and combination, because they filmed them at the same time, Endgame and Infinity War. They spent $450 million or whatever it was. They get 30% of that back.
Right.
They get 30% of that back, but that has a cash value. Now, why is that important? Now I can take that cash value and I can turn around and say, hey, Mr. Investor, I will sell you, because rich people need tax credits.
Yep.
I will give this to you to lower your tax burden overall if you buy into my movie, and you get like 80 cents on the dollar or something stupid like that. And so now you have that. So that's how it works. It isn't actually that the studio needs the money.
Yeah, but
they're
that's
trying to
money
forward that
laundering.
over to their legalize money laundering. Sure, I'll go with that.
Yeah.
It is.
And I'm sorry. First of all, I don't think that the government should be funding the arts at all. But if they are going to fund the arts, give it to me so I can make something instead of Marvel.
Biggest investors in Hollywood, unfortunately, is China.
Yeah.
China.
When's
But the
last
United
time-
States is going to make the first condom movie.
When is the villain in any new movies or shows? They're not. They're always everybody's friend. They're the sciencey friends. There's the people who in The Martian. They're the ones who gave us the spaceship to go rescue our guy. Oh yeah, China's a big. They're suddenly the hero and everything.
Yeah.
So because why? We hope they'll let us put our movie
That's why,
in
like,
their
if you
market.
look carefully, notice that more and more now, like especially on TV shows.
No, I know.
I will tell you, like half the time, a show in the first episode of a show that's like some kind of mystery, it's like I'll look for, okay, who's the white guy that's the bad guy?
Wow, so true.
And I'm right every time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the white guys are notoriously the bad guys. Let's be real.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's not realistic. I'm just saying that it's becoming just a little
damn.
too predictable.
How many shooters have been black folks versus how many shooters have been women versus how many shooters have been white men? Let's just go.
Well, first of all, let me just say this.
That's not a serious
I identify as Celtic.
Copy. If this didn't tell us already, because Lord knows
You
that's about as
shall not pass.
for real, bro. That either that or Klingon. I would have taken you as Klingon also.
Well, when my hair down, definitely Klingon.
For real.
I mean, I'm straight up either Klingon or Moses.
What do you mean?
One
With
of
your
the
hair
two.
up, with that forehead of yours, you do look Klingon.
Damn. Those are age lines, okay?
The age lines, damn it. You don't understand.
Gonzo, I mean,
You don't know my life.
You don't know my life.
Gonzo, you come here, you disrespect me on my show. How dare you come in front of the media here and disrespect me like that?
Oh.